So January 2021 marks the 14-year anniversary of the iPhone. And today, we're going to go ahead and compare the original iPhone to the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Let's go ahead and dive into it. Hey, what's up guys? Imran here, Monster Gadgets. Welcome back. Hope you're all having a wonderful day wherever you might be. Thank you so much for joining me. And yes, today we are looking at the original iPhone that was released 14 years ago. Time goes by quick. I can't believe it's been 14 years. And it's crazy how much innovation we've had since the original iPhone. So today we're going to go ahead and take a look at the original iPhone compared to the iPhone 12 Pro Max. And it is astonishing the differences between the two models. So as you guys can see here on my left, I've got the original iPhone here, and on my right, we've got the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Now, I'm sure you can see this little screen that's kind of burnt out. So this screen is burnt out, but it is an active iPhone. I don't currently have a SIM in there right now, but it is a current active phone. So first things first, this original model, like I said, it came out in 14 years ago, and only came in two different variants. It had two variants that was available in. It was a 4 GB model as well as an 8 GB model. So this right here is 8 GB, as you guys can see right there. Before we start looking into the differences and how much innovation there's been, and basically the different specs and what the new phone has to offer versus the original one, I'm going to show you this clip of Steve Jobs unveiling the original iPhone. Take a look.
The first one is a widescreen iPod with touch controls. The second is a revolutionary mobile phone. And the third is a breakthrough internet communications device. So, three things: a widescreen iPod with touch controls, a revolutionary mobile phone, and a breakthrough internet communications device. An iPod, a phone, and an internet communicator. An iPod, a phone. Are you getting it? These are not three separate devices. This is one device. And we are calling it iPhone. Today, Apple is going to reinvent the phone.
So it's a iPod, it's a phone, and it's an internet communication device. That was the message back 14 years ago. And if Steve Jobs was alive, I think we probably would have been more innovative, because that guy was absolutely amazing. It's so sad that he had to unfortunately leave us. But it's crazy, again, even how much innovation that we've had since then. Just from him highlighting three key components to where we're at today with iPhone 12 Pro Max. It's absolutely crazy. So let's go ahead and talk about the difference in the specs. So if you look at the original iPhone first, let me go ahead and give you guys a look at this thing from this camera. So you can see how tiny this thing really is. It's crazy to know that it fits basically in my hand like that. And then here is the iPhone, and I really have to stretch my hands for this one because this is a much bigger display, a 6.7-inch display compared to the 3.5-inch display. But let's go ahead and take a look at the spec differences between the two. So as I mentioned, we've got screen type differences. On the original iPhone, we've got a 3.5-inch LCD display, and on the iPhone 12 Pro Max, we've got a 6.7-inch OLED Super Retina XDR display. With the camera, this is obviously what, you know, has changed the tech world into, is each phone that comes out, the camera seems to get better and better and better. And you've got obviously 3 different cameras in the back of this thing, so it's kind of crazy right there. But you've got overall a 12 megapixel camera versus a 2 megapixel camera on the original iPhone. That is absolutely crazy, and only had, of course, 1 camera instead of the 3 cameras we have on the new iPhones. This one, the original iPhone, does not have a front-facing camera, so there was nothing for selfies or anything like that on this phone, versus, of course, we have a front-facing camera on the iPhone 12 Pro Max, also a 12 megapixel camera. Capacity. As I mentioned earlier, this is a 4 gigabyte as well as an 8 gigabyte capacity on the original iPhone versus 128, 256, and 512 gigabyte of storage space on the new iPhone 12 Pro Max. 4 and 8 gigs, that's all that was available back then, versus a lot more space now on the iPhone 12 Pro Max. All right, moving on. Processor. The new phone, of course, has a 14 Bionic processor versus the older one. It had only a 412 gigahertz processor. I'm not sure what they called it, what the chipset was. I tried looking that up and I couldn't find it, and I'm not sure what it is. So if you know the original chipset on iPhone 1, go down in the comment section, let me know. I would love to hear what the original chipset was, but all I know is it's a 412 gigahertz, or I'm sorry, megahertz, not even a gigahertz. There was no gigahertz back then. Megahertz processor on the original iPhone. The weight, we've got 8 ounces on the iPhone 12 Pro Max compared to the 4.8 ounce on the original iPhone. That comes out to about 136 grams compared to the 226 grams on the iPhone 12 Pro Max. So almost double the weight between the two. And then, of course, let's talk about the launch price itself. The original iPhone, when it came out on the 4 gig, was $499, and the 8 gig, which is this, was $599, compared to the iPhone 12 Pro Max, that is starting price of $1099, and of course goes up to $1,400 for the 512 gigabyte variant. So a huge difference in price as well. But what I guess kind of blows me away is if you look at just the size itself and how small it was, while still keeping overall functionality somewhat the same. I mean, the specs have changed. Yes, it's gotten faster, it's gotten better, bigger because of displays, and that's what's in the market right now, and that's what people want. But overall, I mean, they've still kept, you know, their volume rockers on the side, their button to vibrate and turn vibration off. We've seen a couple different models come out since then where they've moved the button from the top to the side, of course, on the iPhone, and most noticeably, the very beloved headphone jack is, of course, now gone, and all we've got is the lightning port. Can't get it focused. So now all we've got is the lightning port on the iPhone 12 Pro Max. So it's pretty cool to kind of just see how things have developed and how things have changed from when it first came out to where it's at now. But curious to see where we're gonna head going forward. Obviously, there's already talks about iPhone 13 coming out, even though it says January, and that won't happen until September. But there's already leaks and things happening where, just so you know, if you don't want to hear this, just pause right now or forward. But they are probably going to get rid of the ports in the bottom, so they're all wireless for the iPhone 13. So we'll see if that happens or not, but that's kind of the rumors that are spreading on the internet right now about that. Okay, all right, so I'll end it there. So that's pretty much the difference between the two iPhones, the original one versus the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Again, a lot of innovations have happened in the last 14 years. And just so you guys know, the original iPhone, that was in development for over 2 years, and Apple somehow kept it private, and like no one knew about it, even though they knew the kind of like what they're working on, but there was really no actual images being released and things like that. So they worked on this for 2 years before releasing it. So they announced it in January of 2007, and they released it in June of 2007. So just FYI, so it's again 14 years from when it was announced, but June of this year will be 14-year mark of when it was actually released. So just FYI. But all right, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this video as a quick cool comparison between how the original iPhone has developed to where we're at now with iPhone 12 Pro Max. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give me a big thumbs up. If you have not already subscribed, make sure you go down and subscribe. Make sure you give me a big thumbs up, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.